because without really seeing all of the details, you're getting caught up in what a lot of the rest of them are getting caught up in. Because, you know, as much as you understand politics,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? KCE, King Chaka.
certain things I think you kind of turn a blind eye to because you get emotionally attached to a certain fight.
Today,
You know,
Truth Leads to Revolution is the name of the show. Truth Leads to Revolution. So it's like, it's the idea that, having an uneducated public, having a media that controls the narrative, having a monopoly on information, you know, these are all ways to control the people, to keep things the way that they are. So, whatever complaints that you have as an individual, as a community, as a family, as a group, they don't want your problem solved, if you will. They don't want you to be able to be heard. They don't want you, able to bring together sentiments to fight against the machine. All you can do is rage against the machine, like the band. You can rage against the machine, that's fine, but you're just gonna get flattened. You know, the machine is like a steamroller and it's just gonna roll right over you. But what I think a lot of people don't understand is that people are the oil to the machine. We are the lubricant for the machine. For it to work, it needs us. Okay. It needs our compliance. And it needs it needs our consent. Not only that, it needs us to work for it, you know. But what happens is people do it without knowing it. Like I was saying in one of the other shows, that if you don't choose a side, then you've by default you've chosen the side of the machine, you know. If you're not actively working against it, then you are working for it. Believe it or not, it wants you to think that you aren't. It wants you to think that you're an individual, to just worry about your friends and family and loved ones. Keep your head down, make some money, and just get by to get by, but go along to get along. And then everything continues to stay the same. The ones who are winning continue to win, But truth brings that to a halt, you know. That's the reason why there's so much lies. That's the reason why the media is full of lies. That's the reason why your institutions lie to you, because, like I say, truth brings revolution. Because if you knew what was really going on and how things really worked, you would be angry. You should be angry. You should wake up every day angry. Okay. Now, it's not good for your health. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you really understood how things worked and how you're being screwed, then you would not be happy about it. Okay. So therefore, you have a lot of distractions. I think that I was talking to someone at work and I was talking about the Trump thing, which we'll probably touch on a bit in the show. But I think the whole thing is a huge ass distraction, man. I really do. And I just be sitting there and I'm thinking, like, what are they distracting us from? Like, it's hard to find what that thing is because the airwaves are filled with Trump story after Trump story after Trump story. Like, does every news source have to cover this? I mean, everyone else is covering it. Why do everyone need to cover it? You flip from channel to channel to channel, and all you're getting is Trump story, And I'm like, what are they distracting us from? So, but still, I don't know exactly what they're distracting us from, but I know that it's a distraction because it's everywhere and it's huge. You can't get away from it. So finding out what it is they're distracting us from is something that we all should be trying to focus on instead of being sucked in by the media and these energy vampires to, freaking suck us dry, and can manipulate us and control our emotions and have us. We should, like I said, we should be angry, but they steer the anger into a particular direction, in a direction that they can use it, or that the energy can be just diffused and not used in the direction that it should be used in. So, like I say, the truth leads to revolution. So, and to really be able to understand things, you have to kind of educate yourself, because you can't trust someone else to educate you, because they're going to teach you what they want you to know. Now, you can use them as far as get education from anyone, you really can. But at the end of the day, you can't continue to just follow their mantra or their dogma, because then you're gonna, at some point, you're gonna be misled. No matter how good that person's intentions are. So you have to find it yourself. So learning more about stuff on your own, is the direction. So, but just learning things aren't enough. You have to search for truth. I knew someone who said that we are hardlined, we are programmed for truth. Like our ears automatically, our soul automatically aligns with truth. Like truth pricks our ears up. It pokes us a bit. You know what I mean? When it's there, even if it's hidden and underneath things and around the corner, we're drawn to truth. You know. And so, but again, like I say, you have to educate yourself to be able to identify things. But then you also have to really be, adamant about searching for the actual real truth. And then, what follows that is revolution, because the people, once they are awake and aware, and then once they actually realize what the truth is, then they're going to automatically push against the system and try to right things, because justice and balance is the nature of the universe, and that is the direction that we're always headed into. So that's the reason why they have to be so active. That's the reason why they have to put so much effort and energy into distracting us, into lying to us, into giving us a narrative, is because things are going to go back to balance. So they have to, they're, and I believe that globally, we're, they are, they're stressed out. Like they are, fully extended. They are, you know, using all the powers that they can. All the waking hours that they have to keep a hold of this thing. And I don't think that they're going to be able to keep this up for much longer. And there goes the stories about aliens or whatever the hell, because they have to up the ante every time to keep us, from waking up and being aware and having like a global revolution. Because I think that's what we're headed into. We're headed into a global revolution where the people wake up and the people have control. And we'll always be fighting against these. The war never really ends, because they're always going to try to come back into power. But power to the people, man. Power belongs to the people. Anyways, that's enough soapbox for today. Let's get into some stories.
End stage capitalism, where